oftentimes I get out here and I work in the garage and I don't video it. So I'm trying to do better and video the things that we're doing in the garage. So today, what we're gonna be doing is removing the isolators from the front springs on the car. Since we put the box in the back, the new sub box, if you guys don't know, it really weighed the car down and it dropped it probably, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but probably 1/8 of an inch or so. So the back sits a little lower than the front. Today, what we're gonna do is address that. We're gonna pop this spring out and I'm gonna show you guys a shortcut to do all of this work, make it so much easier. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, Aubrey, I'm gonna give you the camera and literally just follow me around. Don't get all up in my face with it though, like that. So what we're gonna do right now, you can stand back there. Okay. How about that? Okay. All right. Just make sure they can see what we're doing, okay? That's all. All I've done here is supported the car on jack stands. Actually, you know what? The fan's gonna mess up our audio, so we're gonna have to turn the fan off. Sucks, but. All right, so we're gonna do this as quick as possible. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and pop the wheel off and I'm gonna show you guys how to basically remove the strut or lower the strut down and get your brake line and all that crap out of the way. Guys, this is a pretty simple task. And look, guys, that is a 12-volt Milwaukee. This thing will knock lug nuts off in a heartbeat, guys. This thing is really tough. So if you don't know, check out these little Milwaukee Fuel 12-volt deals. They are good. Whee! Guys, it's really hot out here, so I'm gonna have to turn this fan on. I hope it doesn't mess up the audio too much. I apologize if it does. It's too hot. All right, so this is actually simple. This is super simple. So what you want to do is support your A-arm right here and literally just put a little bit of pressure on this thing. In my opinion, the way this works best is if you leave a little bit of tension on the bottom of this A-arm down here. In other words, you want the strut to have tension on it. And what that does is allow the strut to stay still for you while you take this nut off. So that's what we're going to try right now, and we're going to see. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is drop the strut. Just like that. If you got spacers or anything like that, go ahead and pull those off, put them to the side. Now guys, look, that's as simple as this gets. Now I do not have a sway bar on my car. If you had a sway bar on the car, you would want to go ahead and unbolt it. Let me show you guys. So your sway bar would normally mount right here. So you'd go ahead and take that, I think it's a 14mm nut off the top of your sway bar. One thing I do recommend is go ahead and take the bracket off of your brake line right here. So it should be like an 8 or 10mm. Yeah, mine is an 8, but I think most of them are 10mm. So go ahead, just take that loose. When you drop this assembly right here, there is actually a pretty good bit of slack, but watch how quick this goes. We're gonna lower the jack. Go ahead and lower your jack all the way down. Now just pull your strut, pull it out of the way. Look at that. Bam, that simple. So there's not really a lot to show you guys past this. I mean, I just want to show you how simple this is. Now your stock link spring is not going to want to come out so easy, so you're going to have to be mindful of that. You're probably going to have to get a pry bar or something like that. If your isolator keeps popping off, this is one of the things you can do. You can actually zip tie your isolator to it. And see guys, this has been in here for months and months, like 6 months now, and we've not had any issues. So that's something you can do. I need that little bit of extra drop right here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these zip ties off, and we should be good. That should give us the drop that we want. And the reason why I know that is whenever I first did this car, I didn't have the isolators on it and the car was really, really low. So clip these off like that. Now remember guys, this works the same as if you're going to be cutting springs or putting new springs on your car. I mean, this is the same technique. There are other ways of doing it. You can take off all of this assembly down here, let your brake caliper hang. There's other ways of doing it, but I have done this so many times, I've never had one issue with this. So this is how we're going to go ahead and address it today. Put the top of the spring in and then roll this. So all you need is for this spring. There you go. You just need the spring to catch on the top of that lip right there. That is it. Now at this point you can start jacking the A-arm back up and you should be good. So one of the things that you're going to want to make sure of is that you get the angle correct. There's actually a pocket right here that this spring sits in. You guys aren't really going to be able to see it, but there's a pocket right down in here, and the edge of this spring needs to catch in this pocket. So once you get your A-arm up and get it started, push your strut down, ease it in. All right, so once you do that, all you want to do is release your strut and let it come back up through the hole like that, guys. And that's essentially it. So now all you're going to do is put your spacers in right here like that and tighten this back down. Okay, so this is what I was trying to get at earlier. If you don't have tension on the strut, even the best impact will let this thing spin. Okay, so this is what you do to fix that. You come down here, once you get the nut started on top of the strut, what you want to do is release your jack and put tension on that strut. Okay, as soon as you get your tension on the strut, you can go ahead and tighten this thing down. All you've got to do now is just tighten your brake line back up and put your wheel back on. If you had a sway bar, you would go ahead and bolt that back up. So I'll go ahead and finish this process up, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like whenever we drop it down. Just know that there's a reason why we're doing this right now, and I think a lot of you probably could guess what that is. So stay tuned for that coming up here real soon. But let's go ahead and get this done. I'll drop the car down, see if it makes a difference. Hopefully this evens out the front and rear of the car with the speaker box in the back. So like I said, these isolators do make a difference. From right here looking at it, it looks pretty even. So I'm pleased with this. Let's go ahead and kind of walk around it real quick. Like, I think this is going to be good. Yeah, it's actually not as low as I thought. So this is going to look pretty good, guys. As you can see in the back, it's settled. Since we put that heavy speaker box in the back, it's basically set the car down on top of the tires. So it dropped the back probably around 1/8 of an inch, and that up there probably 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch more drop in the front. All right, let's go ahead and take the car to a parking lot so we can kind of look at this thing, make sure everything is going to kind of be level on it. I like it. It looks really good. It's low, guys. It's low, but it looks good. So without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around. We're gonna walk around the car real quick. So that's it, guys. Sits pretty level, I must say. Let me back you all up so you can really see this thing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you guys do see that there's a quicker, easier way to do everything. All right, catch you guys in the next video. And as always, thanks for watching.